arrived at the Davis residence and attacked Christina Davis. At some point, Christina had called my son Kiefer to ask for help. Kiefer was on his way to Christina's house when he lost control of the SUV he was driving and ran it off the road. The damage to the car made it undrivable and...
Okay. It's posted on Kiefer's memorial webpage, so everybody in school has seen it.
Sweetie, people will look at this and see that Mr. Bauer is grieving, and they're also going to know that he's not telling the whole story.
My boyfriend is dead! And Kiefer's father is telling the whole world that you killed him! And that I lied and said that he beat me up! We can't just pretend this is going to go away!
You know Michael isn't here.
Yeah, maybe I should draw you a map. Ronnie's on Sunny's Island with a subpoena that gives him the authority to bring Michael back and make him testify.
Yeah, I know what a subpoena is, traitor. You don't give a damn about Michael. All you care about is taking Sunny down.
On some dead-end surveillance job to keep me out of this loop? Ronnie is on Sunny's Island. You need to give your people a heads up. And I thought we agreed that we didn't want Michael to testify that he saw his father bludgeon Claudia.
Why would Ronnie think that Michael's on the island?
Well, I have no idea.
Did you tell him?
Yeah, because you notice I came back from the island without Michael, even though he was 10 feet away from me on the terrace when I was talking to the No-Neck brothers.
So what's going on? Oh, I get it. The prosecutor's getting desperate now because Sunny turned her deal down, so you want to help clear out by turning your brother in. Is that it?
Fine. You know, you want to be right, I'll be wrong. I'll be the lying, no good, rat cop. But in the meantime, Michael's in harm's way. But so what, right? I mean, you haven't really done much of anything to keep him out of harm's way the entire time, so why start now?
And the facts speak for themselves. Ms. Davis fled the scene of an accident that she caused. That alone is a crime that carries a penalty of 7 years. Ms. Davis did confess, and with the help of police commission.
You okay?
No, actually, I don't think I am. Mr. Bauer isn't going to stop until my mother is sitting in a jail cell. And if that happens, Christina will completely fall apart. Who will take care of me?
Mr. Bauer needs to stop saying that stuff.
How can we stop him?
Don't worry. I know exactly how to shut that guy up.
Warren Bauer is not only grieving, he's very, very angry.
He was nice to me when he was over here. He gave me Kiefer's journal. Mr. Bauer understands how much I miss Kiefer, and I know I'm probably not supposed to say that, but I do.
You can say anything you want to me.
If Mr. Bauer keeps saying that you deserve to go to prison, especially if he keeps saying it over and over on the internet, everyone is going to believe it.
We have to work real hard right now to not have it matter what other people are thinking or saying, because eventually the truth is going to come out.
Who's going to believe you? You already lied for me when I ran Claudia off the road. You said you were driving, and that's on your permanent record, and that was less than a year ago. You could go to prison no matter what Mac does to help you.
You know what the truth is? I don't really know what's going to happen, but I can promise you that I'm going to do whatever I can to get us through this, all right? Actually, starting now, there is something that I have to do. Are you going to be okay? Do you want me to call Sam and have her come over here?
I'll be okay. And I know you'll fix it somehow. You always do.
I love you, baby.
You know, I know you can justify how you weaseled your way into our organization and got close to Sunny because you're a cop. Surprise, Sonny's your father. Now what? You lied to everybody for months. You lied to Michael and Morgan. So let me ask you this. Charging into the court to help Morgan, spending the night in jail, was that a stunt? Because maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but it doesn't even matter because the prosecutor still called him back on the stand.
Yeah, because Sonny refused the deal. It was a perfect opportunity for him to protect his kids.
Don't blame Sonny because you're choosing to hurt your brothers.
I'm hurting my brothers. You and Sonny hurt my brothers every single day by living the way you do. But I'm going to stop that by doing my job, which is to take Sonny down whether he's my father or not.
See, you can't do both. You can't protect Michael and Morgan and send Sonny to prison at the same time.
I gave you a heads up. You take it or leave it.
call?
There's nothing more to say about the situation at this time.
Situation? My son is dead. That's the situation.
I've answered your questions. I've been as
He was
transparent as
found on the
possible.
side of a road. Someone left him there to die.
What happened to Kiefer was an accident.
According to Alexis Davis.
Mr. Bauer, I had no idea that you were here.
You had no idea. You had no idea that we would be seeking justice for our son. You had no idea that we would object to the preferential treatment you're receiving.
But now that I am here, I would be glad to answer any questions that you have.
Oh, you would? Okay, well, here's one. After you ran down my son, why didn't you stop?
Because I was in shock. Because I was driving my daughter to the hospital after your son had beaten.
That's a lie.
Listen, we need to sort this out in front of a judge in court.
Oh, okay. That's because you think you can manipulate a judge as easily as you're manipulating a police commissioner?
I've already turned myself in.
Yeah, after you stood right next to me and my wife and watched my son die, knowing the whole time that you were responsible?
What happened was unimaginable, but it does not negate the fact that your son was beating the crap out of my daughter.
And now Kiefer's a victim of this posthumous campaign. Do you think you can get away with this? No? Just because you're sleeping with this guy?
He's my friend. It has nothing to do with anything.
Put yourself in my position, Ms. Davis. Okay, imagine that I accidentally ran down your daughter. And then I didn't stop. I didn't call for help. Didn't call 911. And then I stood right next to you and watched Christina as she passed away, knowing that I was responsible, that I left her out there on a road to die.
Thanks for getting here so quick.
Yeah, what's the emergency?
Have you been online recently?
No. Why? Molly, are you okay?
There's this big memorial webpage for Kiefer. It's all about how supposedly great he was. And if you click on the icon that says Justice for Kiefer, it's this big speech from Mr. Bauer.
He's saying that Christina lied about Kiefer beating her up to cover for my mom running him down. Mr. Bauer says that my mom should be sent to prison for 7 years.
You're worried you're gonna lose your mom?
See? I told you we'd understand.
Unfortunately, my mother's had more than one brush with the law.
So we need you to fix this for us. Make it all go away.
Look, guys, that's not really how the law works.
But what Mr. Bauer's saying isn't true.
Some of it is. Just enough to make Alexis look really bad.
Okay, Christina's my sister. And as a cop, that's known as conflict of interest. And if I get involved right now, it's only really gonna make things worse.
Couldn't you do something to help?
How did Ronnie get that close to Michael?
Look, we think he followed Jax down here.
How did Jax get in?
Well, Mrs. J put him on the list. You know, I don't like it either, but what can you do? Jax covered for Michael, I can say that. All right? Ronnie DeMessico is on a plane right now. I personally put him on it.
I want you to get Michael out of there right now. He's set up at the Copa del Oro, okay? And now, Max, I want you to make sure that nobody follows you. I want you to make sure that Michael stays off the internet. He limits his phone calls to family only. You got it?
Got it.
Put him on.
It's for you.
Hey, I just wanted to say that you did a good job today making sure Ronnie didn't find you.
Well, Jax explained that it would be a really bad idea to get myself up, and I understand that I should stay out of the way and let the trial happen like you've been telling me.
All right, good. That's good, because this could all be over in a couple days.
Man, I can't wait to get home.
You're gonna like where I'm sending you.
Well, how's the trial going?
Actually, your mom's gonna testify today.
How's she doing?
She's doing fine. I mean, if anyone can get your dad out of this, it's Carly.